Hey, hey, let's go 金化する大切なものを protect my vows
Hi everybody, it's Kim Millay again, coming to you from the DEADPIT Network. And, well, I'm a little distracted today, probably. I'm feeling a little silly. I'm still on a big high from the Horror Hound weekend. This is the day after I got home. And it was so great. You know, I got to me and my husband, Tim, we went and we got to hang out with the Creepy Kentuckian and Uncle Bill, which is always a treat. It was so great seeing you guys again. Got to go out to dinner with them and with Jim Bett Jr. from Rusty Robots Productions. That was nice. He's a really nice, interesting person. I got to meet up with Jason Payne again, and this time I got to meet his lovely wife, Shoko, and just a really lovely person. Michael Felcher, Slipcase. I'm so sorry, but dude, that's too cool. I'm afraid that nickname's gonna stick. Mud Shark, it was really nice meeting you. And David Gooslin, that was great. We spotted each other's DEADPIT shirts, so that's how we got to talking. And you know, the celebs that I met were nice. Everybody was just really great. Anyway, okay, enough about that. But now I'm here to talk Asian stuff with you. So anyway, we'll move on to the two-for special of Kim's Asian Horror Corner of Hell. Okay, first one I want to talk about is called Bloody Ties. That's an action movie it's Korean. It's directed by Choi Ho. It's from the Tartan Asia Extreme title, from their Extreme Action collection. And now I'm just going to confess straight up that action movies, as a rule, are not my thing. You know, we've all got genres that we don't particularly care for, and that one's mine. And you know, there's some action movies I do like. Of course, any action movie Takashi Miike does, I'm all over it. But you know, that's just him. You know, I think he makes any genre he tackles special. But anyway, but as a rule, yeah, you know, like the movies I call guy movies, you know, where there's like drug dealers and cops and, you know, explosion. Well, you know what I mean. It's, you know, it's just not my thing as a rule. So take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm going to tell you the basic story. It's about a drug dealer with a tragic past. He lost his mom in a meth lab explosion, I think. And he gets, he's also an informant, and of course this cop that he works with, you know, there's double crosses, triple crosses, explosions, car chases, gratuitous sex scenes, you know, all the things that I call guy movie material, I guess. But I guess it's a decent movie. You know, it was shot well, lots of action. So you know, if you're a big fan of action movies and you happen to like Asian movies as well, sure, give it a look. You know, you can do worse. Okay, the next movie I want to talk about. Now, I personally enjoyed it better, but that's just me. It's called A World Without Thieves. Now, I thought this was going to be an action movie too. As you can see, well, I don't know if you can see very well, but on this train, there's like these two dudes fighting on top of it. So there's lots of good actiony moments in this. And but at the heart, it's a drama, I believe. Well, it's about a couple. Guy and a girl, they're in love, Bo and Lee, and did I mention this one's Chinese? Yeah, this one's Chinese. Okay. Anyway, they're a couple of grifters. Bo is like a professional pickpocket. He uses lots of sleight of hand tricks. You know, he's really good. And Lee, she's sort of a femme fatale grifter type, I guess. She's like his partner. And anyway, as the movie opens, she's telling him she wants to break up. They're in a car going somewhere, and she's telling him, you know, let me out. I'm sick of this life. I'm sick of you. And she's trying to she's trying to reform herself a little. She's trying to, you know, be a little more spiritual. I mean, we find out why later. I'm not going to say why, but anyway, they seem to separate, I guess, for a few hours. I don't know. And during this time, she meets up with this young, naive, young fella from the country, I guess. Well, he was an orphan. He'd grown up on his uncle's farm. Everybody calls him Dumbo. And he's not really dumb. He's just really naive. And they meet up at this train station, and he's taken his whole life savings, and he's wanting to go back to his homeland, and buy him some, find him some land, build him a house, get a little bit of livestock, and find a wife. Just real simple goals. He's a simple guy, and Lee is really touched by him. She's touched by his innocence and his sweetness, and she sort of adopts him as her little brother, and of course he calls her big sister all through it, and so she takes a real protective attitude about him, and anyway, Bo catches up with him. He's never far behind. He's on the train too. And also there's this other group of thieves. I think they're with the mafia or something, but they're like professional pickpockets too. They just answer to big bosses or something. But they're, they've got, they're trying to steal this kid's money. And, well, because he'd already acted a fool. And before he got on the bus, he was like waving his money around like, oh, there's no thieves here, are they? Well, see, there's this whole backstory going where he had this theory that, he used to watch the sheep, I guess, for his uncle. And sometimes he'd be out in the fields all by himself, and he would talk to wolves, whatever wolves came around, he'd sit and talk to them, and they'd listen. And he said they never hurt him. And he just believed that people can't possibly be worse than wolves. Of course, as we all know, people most certainly can be worse than wolves. And quite a few of them are on this train. And they're after his life savings. Well, Lee, she's kind of protective of him. She's trying to keep them from stealing his money. And she's also trying to keep her own boyfriend, Bo, from stealing his money. He's protective of the kid too, but he don't want anybody stealing the money but him. So, he's got this whole bullshit thing where he says, oh, well, it'll teach him a lesson. He shouldn't be so naive. He shouldn't be so trusting. We'll be doing him a favor if we take his money. And, of course, Lee tells him he's full of shit, and she tells him that in Chinese, which is pretty cool. The whole movie's in Chinese. Anyway, the movie is really beautifully shot. There's lots of lovely cinematography, with the long countryside shots, mountainous shots of this train, snaking through the countryside, and really nice, really nice cinematography, good acting, good story. So I would recommend this. If you're once again not in the mood for horror right now, and you like a good action drama, I'd recommend A World Without Thieves. So and this is just from Tartan Video, so that kind of, I guess, gives you a hint that it's not extreme, action or horror or anything. It's just it's just a nice story. So I guess that's it for me this week. Be sure to tune in, check out the site November 30th. That's when the next show from DEADPIT.com is going to be up. We'll once again get to be treated to the Creepy Kentuckian and Uncle Bill talking horror for us as only they can. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure we all are. And take care, everybody. And I'll be seeing you on the message boards. Bye.